Debra Byrd. I am the director of the Agitators.
My name is Nathan M. Ramsey, and I'm playing Frederick Douglass.
I'm Casey Turner, and I'm playing Susan B. Anthony.
Hi, I'm Asia Jackson, and I'm the lighting designer of Agitators.
When I first heard about the Agitators, and I haven't even read it yet, but when I first thought about a story of Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony, I knew that it would be at least monumental and explosive. Explosive, even if they weren't friends, because I hadn't known that part yet. Just in and of themselves, they are the kind of people who do what I love, which is agitation, which is political, what's the word? Come on, y'all, activists. Yes, activism. And so I was excited by that idea,
I thought it was interesting too, because we pick up when Frederick and Susan are like in their late 20s and early 30s, and how close these two historical archetypes feel, even though they were living in a time that was, notably different than ours. Like, we wouldn't be sitting here like this in their present, but how closely their relationship and how the tension that they have is manifested in relationships now between like progressive and more of a social justice oriented group of people, and people who are still advocating for basic civil rights.
Absolutely.
How it is a historical play that could happen with two like leading people today.
Absolutely.
In their relationship.
Yeah, when I first read Agitators, it definitely felt like it could be done today. It was so relevant, it's so fresh, and it's also so terrible to realize that these things are still happening. We're still fighting these fights.
Absolutely.
So at the end, when we're giving the call to arms, it's not historical. It's not in the past. Like, it is a current. We still have work we need to do.
Absolutely.
It's definitely weighty portraying these roles. And Matt starts the play off with a Frederick Douglass quote, which I love. We have to do with the past only as we can make it useful to the present and to the future. And just sort of using that as a pre-show mantra of we need to take this story and present it to our modern audience so that we can make use of the message and the work in our present and in our future.
Yes.
I think we also really get to humanize these characters though too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's so many moments in this play that, yes, they're talking about these big ideas and having these, great debates, but there's also moments where they're joking with each other and trying to make each other laugh and trying to soothe each other, and lots of vulnerability throughout that I think we tend to forget about the humans who are these monumental historical figures. They're human beings,
And they're so humble too.
Yeah.
Like, these two people are aware of their status in the world and in the context that they're in, and yet they don't fall into the fame, and they will risk themselves for the cause any day.
Yes.
So it's so interesting to see you two on stage reveal how just the humility of these people.
Yes.
And that they really were just for the cause, and they were never for themselves. And we know their names, thank goodness. In association, they're so closely related to their causes, and that comes out in the writing and in your portrayal on stage.
Absolutely. It's selflessness that shows up. And what I really love is to see because these things are such serious, when you guys are able to bring the joy in the space. Not just the agitation or the difficult moments, but when the joy comes in the space, it's really beautiful to watch. Yeah. It's like revolutionary is also like agitator, someone who's willing to disturb the air, someone who is willing to create a revolution if you have to, someone who's willing to fight for what you really, really, really believe. And in the play, we're going to see that. We're going to see Susan fight for what she really believes. We're going to see Frederick fight for what he really believes. we're going to see them fight for it separate, and we're going to see them fight for it together. And so, you know, when people make a revolution, sometimes a lot of other people don't like that idea because they like how it is. And so it's revolutionary because they're going to shake things up.
To have the idea and to do it,
Yes.
that is, it's so difficult. It's so difficult to put
Courage.
yourself on the line for the idea that you have. And how generous is it that their ideas are beneficial for all of us? That's their goal, is that we revolutionize all of us, and all of us become revolutionaries and become advocates for all of our rights, and to see them do it makes them revolutionary.
Yes.
I think Casey, you said this earlier, but there's something about this message about staying in the room
Yes.
that I hope the audience takes away from this production, because that, me, Nathan, the actor, the human, it's sometimes really hard to do, you know? And, but what could happen if we did stay in the room? You know, I think that that's what I hope for most, you know, a willingness and empathy and understanding of like, we don't have to see eye to eye on everything, but we can talk and keep talking, and maybe some things will change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like the audience to walk away with a different kind of understanding and empathy, and realizing that our leaders, they do what they can, they've done what they could, and sometimes we judge them less because, yeah, they, you know, sometimes we're very judgmental of our leaders, especially the ones who are more political, you know, political. And so I'm hoping that when people see the agitators and they see that these are like real humans with real human lives, with wives and children and fathers and mothers, that they are, you know, they have their own kind of lives to lead, as well as to be the spokesperson for the whole. And so if you can walk away with another kind of empathy, and then of course empathy is still necessary, empathy for women's and women's stories, and Black people and their stories, and that we can understand each other. Maybe they can walk away with just being able to understand each other better. You know, that's what's important for me. Yeah. And of course, have a good time.
Yeah.
Hey there, I'm Debra Ann Byrd.
I'm Nathan M. Ramsey.
I'm Casey Turner.
And I'm Asia Jackson.
Please come see the Agitators this summer at the theater at Monmouth. Right?